On the flip side, it's the PSU banking names and metal stocks that are still holding up. Hindalco up 4%, Bank of Baroda up 3%, Power Grid up about 2%. Let's welcome in our next guest. We have Ruchit Jain, Equity Technical Analyst with Angel Broking, joining us from Mumbai. Ruchit, thanks so much for being with us on NDTV Profit. What do you make of the expiry moves today? When the dust clears, do you think the markets will head up again?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. Well, today's move, definitely it was expected that the expiry should be sub 8,000 levels. Looking at the call writing which has happened in 8,000, 8,050 and 8,100 call options. So it didn't seem that the closing would go above 8,000, and that's what we have seen. That's why we have seen in last half an hour the markets getting corrected very sharply once from above 8,010, 8,015 levels. Now the thing is that positionally going ahead, what we are observing technically on the charts is that the momentum setups are quite in oversold zone. RSI smoothen indicator is below 10, which was not seen, which has not been seen in last 4 to 5 years. So I think it doesn't make sense to go fresh shorts at current level, given this given this deep oversold momentum readings. The thing, one thing is that the 5 days of exponential moving average on the daily charts, which is now placed around 8025, has acted as a stiff resistance in last 7 or 8 trading sessions. So once we move above 8025, I think the short covering could be seen in the market, which would pull it higher up to 8180 or even 8200 levels. So today's down move is definitely owing to the expiry day and the call ratings which are already there around 8,000, between 8,000 to 8100 levels. But positionally, I think markets are now poised for a pullback rally. Wait for a crossover of 8025. Once 8025 gets crossed on Nifty spot, you can go long for a target of around 8180 in very short term.
Alright, but what stocks would you pick to play this bounce? Because we have stocks like Z that bounces up and then it falls 4% on expiry day. Reliance gets into 4 digits and it's back into 3 digits now with a cut of more than 2%. Which are the stocks showing you resilience that will go up in this bounce?
So a couple of stocks that we are focusing on. One is TCS from the IT pack. Recently the stock is trading near its medium to long term support, and it has formed a doji candlestick on the daily as well as on the weekly charts in last week. Now even the volumes were of a climax volumes near that doji candle, so which indicates that the pullback rally could now be led by this IT sector, which is also oversold. TCS can be bought around current levels, keeping stop loss below 2135. We are expecting target of 2280 in very short term. So TCS is one of the stock that we are focusing on to go long at current levels. We are also recommending to go long in this housing finance space. Some sort of pullback move could also be seen. Most of the stocks are trading near 200 days simple moving average, and hence after this consolidation, this sector could be one of the outperformers in the pullback move. Diwan Housing has a very good trade setup around current levels. One can go long with stop loss below 213, expecting target of around 249. So although it would be very stock specific move if any sort of pullback comes above 8025, but those stocks which have corrected significantly and those are trading near the medium to long term support, I think one should focus on that type of stocks for this pullback move.
Alright, so 1 more minute for market close. Let's pull up the big stocks, the big movers of the day today. We did see big gains coming in stocks like Hindalco up 4%, SBI up 1%, ICICI Bank cracking down 2%, ITC absolutely flat. Power Grid seeing some amount of short covering. It was losing over the last 2 sessions, up 2% it closed today. Idea Cellular down 2%, Infosys up 1%. Axis Bank down 2.5%, Tata Motors down 4%, Tata Steel up 1%, Kotak Mahindra Bank down 2%, Ambuja Cements managing to keep up in the green with gain of 1.5%. ONGC down 1.5%, Bharti Airtel up about 1/3%, Reliance Industries seeing a cut of 32% coming through, back into 3 digits, and Tata Motors DVR also down 4%, NTPC down 2%, Adani Ports down 2.5%, HDFC, the housing finance major, down 0.5%. Z Entertainment sold off towards close with a cut of 3.5%, HDFC Bank down 1.5%, Sun Pharma down 2.5%. So today we've seen the biggest loser of the day actually turned out to be Tata Motors with a cut of 4%, and Z was falling close behind. We had a cut of 3.5%, but Tata Motors being the weakest of the day today. On the gaining side, again, Hindalco is the winner with a gain of nearly 4%, and we had Bank of Baroda with gains about 3% or thereabouts. Let's take a look at some of the broader markets and how the stocks there ended for the day. Let's start with some of the losers on in the broader markets. We saw Reliance Infrastructure down 5.89%, so nearly 6% cut coming in on Reliance Infrastructure. Manappuram Finance again losing, down 5.5%. Jayaprakash Associates down 4.7%. Bharat Financial Inclusion down 4%. Bata down 3.5%. We've got Reliance Power down 3.5%. Z down 3.5%. Reliance Communications. So the entire ADAC back. I think even Reliance Capital down 3%. So a sharp cut coming in today, and all those stocks were down more than 3%. JSPL down 3%. DLF down 3%. JK Cement also down 3%. On the gaining side, amongst the mid-tier stocks, we saw Manpasand Beverages up 8.5%. It came out of the second quarter earnings, maybe getting the thumbs up from the market on that. Balapur Industries up 8%. Berger Paints up 6.5%. Chambal Fertilizers up 6.5%. Hindustan Zinc up 5.5%. Amtech Auto up 5%. Unitech up 4.5%. GVK also up 4.5%. Ruchit is still with us. Ruchit, you've told us your top picks from housing finance, and you expect stocks like Dewan Housing Finance to head higher. Wouldn't you play for the bounce with some stocks from the metal space? Like, look at Hindalco. It corrects when the market falls, but when the market starts stabilizing or going higher, Hindalco really jumps high. Is the metal space one where one can ride the rally? Any picks there?
Definitely, we have seen some good outperformance in the entire metal sector as a whole, and even in last couple of months, which we have seen the markets or the other mid-cap stocks have corrected. This is one of the sector which has shown a time-wise correction rather than price correction. So there are two types of correction in the market: one where prices correct, and one other is a time correction wherein the prices remain sideways before resuming the broader uptrend. So that's a positive sign that we have seen a time-wise correction in this entire pack, and again the stocks seem to have resumed their broader uptrend. Even the volumes when the prices are going higher is quite positive. So I think this outperformance could continue going ahead in this metal sector. Hindalco is one of the most outperformance stock, and I think on the higher side the stock still has room to head higher towards 193, 194. So one should stay, one should definitely trade with positive bias in the metal packs. Hindalco and NMDC is also one of the stocks which looks quite positive from here. The stock had formed an inside bar pattern recently and seems to give a good pullback rally. The stock could head higher towards 127 in short term. So metal sector definitely looks like it would continue to outperform the broader markets. Hindalco and NMDC would be the two stocks which one can look for short term trading.
Right, Ruchit, do you have a view on Z? Z seemed to find some resistance around 360, around 460 levels, somewhere around its 10-day moving average. Do you think it's going to fall now to the recent lows, which is sub 430, or do you think it will consolidate and find support?
Well, although the stock has already corrected from its higher levels of 580 to 440, 430. Now, if you observe a bit longer term charts than on weekly charts, 89 EMA is somewhere coming around 425 levels. Now, this support also coincides with its previous breakout level. So, I don't think that the stock would immediately go further down from current levels. Probably 425 to 430 should act as a good support, and we can see a pullback rally again up to 460, 470 levels in Z also.
Okay, 460, 470 levels can come back on Z. Thank you so much, Ruchit, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit, giving us your top picks in the markets and where do you think the markets are headed. Any disclosures that you have?
I don't personally hold any of the stocks that we have discussed, but we have recommended some of them to our clients, so they may have a holding in this.
Alright, thank you so much for being with us on NDTV Profit. We'll slip into a break at this point, and the market's closing with a cut of 1/7%. It's all red, mid caps and the small caps.